Hello. Can everyone hear me? Thanks for being on time, guys. Yep, thumbs up. Perfect. Sorry about taking a couple of minutes to join in. We're waiting for a few last-minute attendees to jump in. Welcome. I want to quickly go through what we're about to talk to you about, and then I'll pass it on to the rest of the panel. The idea of this whole thing is that we've been talking to a lot of brokers in mortgages and lending, and we've found that there's no automation behind how the whole process works, and we're trying to fix that problem. We've spoken to multiple brokers and identified a key set of challenges they face, and we're going to validate that with you. Hopefully we get it right, and then obviously we're keen to learn more about some of the other challenges you may have as well, and from that we're going to talk to you a bit about how we're going to fix it. Nell's going to talk to you about the whole landscape of the broking industry, and then Bowen will talk to you about a proof of concept that we've got, which is already in motion. So without further ado, I'm going to invite Nell to talk to you about what and how this came about. There's a QR code that's floating around. So if you want to jump in and sort of quickly answer those questions, that'll be great for us to get some live feedback of what you think as well. Thanks, guys. Nell, over to you.
All right. Thank you, David. Appreciate that. All right. So again, the QR code, what we will do is we'll put that on the comment section for all of you guys to have a look at. That should be coming up in any minute. Let me just get the presentation up. Right. So today, what we're trying to get out of this is to give you the information that we have on this product, explain what we are trying to achieve, the gaps that we are trying to close, and then get your feedback in terms of your thoughts of what you think is currently uh, painstaking tasks that you guys are trying to do on a day-to-day basis, as well as whether what we are trying to propose is going to be value for you in the future. So one of the biggest things that we've understood, or how this project came about, is because we do a lot of digital marketing for brokers, and we found out about, when we do the leads generation, out of the leads, only about 30% of them gets serviced. So roughly about 70% of the leads that we generate for most mortgage brokers gets passed out. Well, we did a study where we gave them a little bit of time, maybe about 3 to 4 months, and then we contacted them back again to check how they went. The initial idea was to try and see whether we can, service them back again. But at that point, we started finding out that they've already been serviced by some other client of different lenders or aggregators, or different tiers of lenders. So it came to us, it dawned on us really that the one of the biggest problems that we were having, or the guys that we were marketing for, was most brokers had very good knowledge of about 5 products that they were marketing to their clients. Now, if any other customers that come through fits into that framework, they will very quickly get them on board and service them. Anything that is out of those 5 products, roughly about 5 to 7 products, will require a lot of research work, a lot of time to try and fit them into a product. So they always fell into the hard basket because the market has been fairly good for mortgage brokers. They never cared about, really going after those 70%, because every time you dropped one, there was another one on the table. When we spoke to a lot of brokers, the biggest painstaking task that they were always coming up with was there's not enough time to do the servicing for the hard basket customers, mainly because that one product that they find out of a haystack, it's like a needle in a haystack, might never get used again for the rest of the year, or a long period. So by the time they come back to that same product, things might have changed and they'll have to do the research all over again. So only a handful of people who are specialized in certain areas will only look at those products. So then came AI beginning of this year, and then we found out, while we were talking to a beautiful group of people at Halix, that we might be able to train an AI engine to understand these policies and give the brokers a little bit more visibility to the products that they have than what they currently know of. So we know there's a few products in the market that are currently used by brokers, and most of these products have the biggest one that we've done research with has about 30 lenders. Now, according to our research, we believe there's roughly about 500 products with the 1,500 products with the 4 major lenders, and there's a lot more as you go down the tiers of lenders. So limited visibility for availability of products was one of the biggest ones. Difficulty comparing products from multiple lenders. lack of understanding of complex financial jargon, and time-consuming and overwhelming research process. So these were the main areas that brokers were encountering on a day-to-day basis. So these are the main 4 areas that we are trying to attack with this new application. So as you can see, we've identified the market gap as currently a lack of unified platform that enables customers to access financial products from various providers, compare them, and identify the one that best suits their needs. Now, again, I want to reiterate, there are a few products in the market that does this the job of comparing products for the brokers and giving knowledge around them. But we think there is a lot more that these platforms can do, because most of these will only take about 20 touch points to give you a product assessment. So as a solution, what we are trying to do is give the brokers a complete solution where, in theory, once you have a customer, you can sign up that customer on our platform, which will give them a front end that the customer will be able to log into, do their file uploads, ask questions, get all the details the brokers need to ascertain, what sort of products they can match the customer against autonomously. So when you make that connection, you sign them up. The platform should automatically start sending emails or have a conversation every time they log into the platform, start grabbing information from the customers. We also know most of the time with AI, we should be able to clarify documents that they are sending through, especially we know address details, name details, bank accounts might have different names that are problematic for most lenders when they are coming to assessments. So we're trying to make sure all of those files that they upload are seamless and have fairly good accuracy when they submit those documents. So the second point is allow customers to easily compare and control various product fees and interest rates. So we are creating this platform for the brokers. So brokers can have a look at, let's say, somebody's first home loan buyer comes to you, says, don't have a property, first home loan. You might have 20 or 30 products that you might be able to fit this customer into. So at that point, we will provide you the information where it is most viable for the customer as well as the brokers. So that way you can make an informed decision with the platform and the information comparisons. The product, what we want to also do is, instead of stopping at the 20 touch points, we want to keep, if the customer is unable to find a product with the 20 touch points, we want to increase those touch points to another 20 sets. So this way we can match with different tier lenders instead of the 4 major ones or the second tier ones. We want to try and add different tier lenders into the platform, as many as we can find. I know looking at quickly, we found out, I was just reading that yesterday, we found out there's about 30 lenders at the moment on their platform, which is, I think, a fantastic number. But doing the research, we think that number should be a lot larger. By having the strength of AI and the capabilities of AI, we think we should be able to add a lot more policies, a lot more lenders, a lot more products very fast into the platform and get AI to do most of the heavy lifting going forward. The solution should also look at the application process for the customers. It should be seamless in terms of how it interacts with the customer. So it should also keep you in tab as a broker, which stage the customer is in. So if you feel like the customer's falling off the tracks, you should be able to contact them. So we are also trying to build a CRM to the platform, so it will be fairly robust and end-to-end process, where not only policy matching, it will also be able to visualize your customer at any given point with the data it has, match it against the products, and give timely, accurate solutions whenever, actually on demand. So this way, if the interest rates changed or the policies change, and if customers come into a product or get out of a product, or no longer eligible for a product, this platform should automatically be able to inform customers or brokers saying this is what's happening. So this way, the customers already will always be in touch with the platform as well as you. So we are also trying to build robust data security into this, crystal clear information. Most platforms, I think that is the biggest failure point on this. We also understand, reading policies is not the easiest thing, but we are hoping to make it very simple so most people can understand and read that information fairly well. By doing all of this, what we are trying to do is save time for you guys. So brokers, I think we've all given a small questionnaire earlier on. One of the questions on that was how much time you spent. And according to our research, we find most brokers will spend roughly about 3 months working on customers to get them a serviceable product. So we are trying to cut that time period down heavily. Most of the time, it will be just communication, touching base with the customers, trying to get documentation, and also trying to find products that are matching their criteria. So we will try our best to give you a solution that will make your life a lot easier. You'll spend less time trying to match products or investigate or research on products, and also at the same time have a lot more better communication with your customers and know their journey at every point of know their status on every point of their journey on demand. So this is general Australian market research. We find about 3.3 million Australians, roughly about 16% of the adult population, are financially excluded or experiencing financial stress at the moment. So this presents a fairly large opportunity for mortgage brokers to approach. So we understand the market has been fairly good for the mortgage brokers in the past, but we also think going forward, this might be a bigger opportunity for mortgage brokers to grow, because who wouldn't want to service 100% of their leads instead of 30% of their leads. We also know a lot of brokers are currently working with third-party products, which is good. We also find, according to the Reserve Bank of Australia, the number of ATM withdrawals have decreased by over 40%. What that means is a lot of customers, their expenses and details will already be on their bank account details. So we will be able to get a better digital footprint analysis of their expenses. There's a better opportunity to create customers by analyzing transactions over a period of time. So our competition in the market currently has about applications that can provide data matching around 20 touch points, which we have already advised. But our target is to go up to about 60 or 100. We haven't focused on that number yet, but it will definitely be more than 20. So, and that will also be done in stages. So we are not trying to get a customer to sit down in front of a computer for 8 hours asking all of those questions. We will, as they progress through the questionnaires, we will try and match the products with what the information they provide, and we will qualify products accordingly. Right. So functions proposed for stage 1 is capturing of initial customer requirements through customer profiles, applying match against minimum 10 major lender products, starting with quarter of data points and increasing to 100% in 4 stages to eliminate customer dropouts, have the functionality to measure broker progress, uh, facility to customize the platforms to individual brand needs. So when customers are on the platform, it will actually look like it's one of your own platforms instead of looking like a third party platform that you're on. Create QR code links and short URLs that you can share very easily with your customers. So we also understand tech, even though it is really good, might sometimes be difficult for the older generation or people that are having difficulty with financial products. So we're trying to make tech a lot more accessible for your clientele. So we are also trying to give you visibility of the customer's journey inside the platform. So even if you lose track of what's happening, it will give you prompts. You'll have a snapshot of where each and every single customer of yours in the journey by looking at the platform, and generate notifications for customers and request documentation that customers can upload. So we're trying to automate most of the processes that will save you a lot more time throughout the process. Now, the few of the major products that most brokers are currently using have a few drawbacks that we think we might be able to close the gap with. So mainly talking about Quickly, I think Quickly, a lot of brokers are currently using that. We've had a quick deep dive into it, and we find they don't handle fixed rate products, construction loan products, or intro rate products. So all of those products are excluded. Now, I believe there is some sort of complexity involved in getting those products into the platform, but our job is to try and get all of those included. Will not read policy to or simplify the jargon. It will give you comparisons for the amount of data points that you input into the system, but you'll still need to be able to read the policy and understand what it's saying. So we are trying to eliminate you having to read the policy, and we should be able to give you a lot more simplistic answers with the questions that you have. Yes, it is very important that we get that right, but that is going to be one of the major hurdles that we want to cross with this AI programming. At the moment, Quickly only caters for individual borrowers. It doesn't take into account any of the corporations or as such. Does not have end-to-end CRM facility. That's what we were talking about in terms of having visibility of where your customers are in your in the journey of getting service through you for a loan. Well, clearly does not use AI, so we want to try and introduce AI into brokerages. Brokers need to manage the platform at the moment, so what we're trying to do is we're trying to take that out of your hands and give that functionality to your customers so they can input the information to the best of their ability, and the AI should be able to do the testing to make sure the data is input correctly and it is valid. So currently, it only works for a comparison of about 30 lenders with roughly about 20 touch points. We want to increase that. Unable to submit applications to aggregator platforms with minimal effort. It doesn't do anything of that. That is in the pipeline, so we can very quickly submit applications to aggregators. So that way, we will save a lot more time for brokers by not having to do all of the manual hard work. With all of those, I hope you will have some questions. If you are not on the StreamYard link, you can always leave a comment on the YouTube links. We should be able to see all of the comments that are coming through. If there's any questions, we will also take an opportunity towards the end of this session to answer any of those. Now, I will hand over the stage to Bowen to speak a little bit about the tech that we are using. I'm sure it's going to be a fairly quick one. Bowen, over to you.
All right, thank you, Neil. Can you hear me? Use the microphone. Use those. Yeah. All right. So Neil, can you bring my presentation? The one in the right of this one.
Yeah.
The right.
This one. This one.
This one.
Oh, this one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think, can you hear us now?
Dhruvi, give us a thumbs up, please, if you can hear us. Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
perfect. Thank you. Let's move on.
Perfect. All right, guys. So I'm gonna start with the boring part. So we did a proof of concept based on 7 policies, and so what we did is like we just passed the documents to the large language model, which is we call AI today. So, but yeah, I just don't like that. I prefer large language models. So, and the AI give us a summarization of those financial products into different categories. So based on the 7 policies we have in hand, that's the common categories we extracted. And everything you see on this page is produced by the AI. It's not human written. So which we think can be the key categories, like brokers are more interested from a policy. And down the table here is we extract the knowledge from each different financial product and put them in under different categories. And this table can be our IP and kind of like a knowledge base, as Neil described. So for today's session, I'm going to give you a very quick demo, which we picked one of the hardest policies, which can save you a lot of time. So yeah, hope it's okay. So I'm using this policy as an example. As you can see, this policy have 113 pages. And it's very well written and with all the information you need to consider how to sell this product to your user. And so currently we call it Smart Lender with LENDR, thanks to Damien who named this product. And now I'm uploading the policy doc.
So, Bowen, we just uploaded the 130-page policy into
the AI engine. And yeah, it's a pretty big doc. Now upload finished. Let's ask a question. Provide a higher level summary of this policy. It's going to take a little bit of time.
More just to reiterate, this is one of the GPTs that we have trained already.
It's our GPT thread. So it's GPT has a base model, and what we're doing here is we create a new thread for it, and with our expert knowledge.
So basically what this does is it reads the entire policy and we can ask specific questions on specific things and it will spit out the answer. Instead of someone having to read a 130-page document.
It's basically just extract the knowledge and summarize 113 pages into this, what you are seeing on the screen.
How long did it roughly take you to train this model?
To train, so there's 2 different aspects of this model. One is you can just configure it as your personal assistant, and so it's like smart lender. This one can be fairly quick. And another one is when we have a bigger table, that's the table I showed before, the summarize of like all the policies we have in-house, and we can use that one to fine-tuning this model. Then it's going to become, that process can take about a few hours to retrain it, but that's going to be our expert knowledge, and that's going to be the IP of the whole platform.
But that's to train. However, when it's trained, it'll spit out the information very quickly.
So to fine-tuning the model, we need to validate the information we feed to the AI, because we need to make sure everything is crystal clear and is correct information. And also that's why we're having this session with all the experts here. So it's more like, currently the AI is not a pure like AI concept. It's more like human expertise feed into the AI to make it more helpful and also more reliable and AI ethical stuff. Understand? So all right. So guys, that's just what you need to do is upload 100 pages policy, and then you will get the high level summaries within 1 minute. And with the note summarizing the importance of responsible learning, ensure borrowers. Sorry, I'm not expert, but I hope this information is valuable to you. And after that, if you are interested in a specific area, specific category, for example, about the rate, it's not very clear in the high level summary. So just provide more detailed summary about the rate. So the good thing about the current state of AI is it actually doing a really great job about numbers. Because when I was trying to play with large language model a few months ago, it made all the mistakes about numbers.
Right.
But currently, it can correctly extract all the number-related questions and provide you accurate result. So this kind of involvement is only like happening in the last few months.
Right.
Numbers as in like the figures within the text?
Tables, text, everything. That's like a little bit about the technical stuff. Is because the large language model used to work on text only, sequence only. So currently, the people are adding a new technology called multiple modality. So which means you have a common representation layer to image, which is represent tables in the PDF file, and text and audio and video. That's why you can see all the text to video stuff, because they have a common representation layer.
Again, if you guys have any questions for Bowen, please shoot them away and we'll try and get through to them as many as we can.
The next question is, what's the acceptable income of the product? So then this question is going to be very common when you want to approach to your customer and introduce them this product. So
how to
let's
qualify for the product.
Exactly.
So this is the job a broker would normally do for hours on end, trying to figure out, reading multiple policies, whether what's right for their need, basically.
That's right.
And with limited products as well.
Okay. So we're only doing one policy at the moment, but the idea is we have 500-600 policies or whatever we require on board, so it can give us accurate information about the latest.
And last question I can ask is, what's the demographics of the target customer?
Pretty quick.
All right, that's it. So I just want to give you guys a brief idea about how AI can do and how we can use it in our product. And as Neil just described, this demo is for one document, and we extract all those knowledge. But in the end, when we have thousands of policies, The information here will be populated into the table I just showed you guys before. And when you actually trying to find a policy or trying to approach, the AI can recommend one of the policies, one of the financial product is more suitable for the customer you are approaching now. All right, guys, thank you. That's for the demo. Any questions?
Great. So I've got a couple of questions coming. Bear with me. How Druvi asks, how and who will the system update each bank's policy live on the go as banks update their policies, and how often? No.
Very good question, Joey. So at the moment, we are relying on, as a startup, we are relying on brokers to provide us with that information. We are also speaking to lenders to try and get those policy documentation directly to the platform. We know if we have a good enough case, we have also spoken to a few aggregators who are willing to come on board and have a look. I'm also sure, there's a few of them online at the moment. So our idea is to develop a product that is robust enough and then accurate enough for the industry leaders to jump on board, because the more visibility we can provide to the brokers of the lenders' products, the better the brokers can sell that to their customers. So it's a win-win situation for both parties. So we are hoping we will get, towards the end, we will be getting a direct connection to all of the policies that lenders have.
Great, thank you.
Right. I don't see any other questions on here. Again, if there is any other questions, you are most welcome to email us or leave comments on live stream YouTube channel or on our LinkedIn channels. We will try and get to as many as them as quickly as possible. We really like your feedback, because that's the whole exercise about today. We want to try and get you guys to give us some feedback on what you think the product is like. We will also be sending out each and every one of you another questionnaire at the end of today or first thing tomorrow, and we are hoping that you guys can give us some honest feedback. So in return, we are hoping to make most of you who are contributing lifetime partners, or at least for the first iteration of the product, give you unrestricted access. So we are trying to get the best questions and answers from you guys, so we can, when we are modeling this, we can cater for all of those areas that we have missed out or unable to see at this point, but are pain points for you guys. So please don't hesitate to ask any questions or give us any feedback that you have on any other pointers that we've given out today. And if you have any suggestions that you think might be worth our time, please do send them through, and we will respond to you.
Sorry, Yeah, I just got a question from Joe. So she's asking, how is the platform addressing the current prominence of data breaches, and what specific measures are in place to ensure the robust security of customer data that will be entered into the system? That's a question like OpenAI is get asked every single day. Funny thing is, 2 weeks ago I spoke to a guy from AWS. So I'm asking their opinion about the first is data security, because AWS is more like the corporate enterprise, especially banking customers. So they are more cautious about data privacy. That's why they cannot access OpenAI. So their answer is they are building a large language model, but it's called smaller large language model. So which means you can take the instance, host it on premise. So which means you have full control of the model and you have full control of the data, like all the security policies you implement in a banking system. And this instance belongs to you. So which means any data you feed to this instance will not leave your building, will not leave your VPN. So that's for us, for myself, I can see that's a trend for use this kind of a large language model in more like traditional finance industry. So that's going to be the approach we will take forward. So I hope that answers your question, Joe.
Right. I'm also checking if there's anything on my screens.
Yeah. All right. Thank you.
Yeah. So at this point, you're saying that the information or the policies are reliant on the industry to provide. I suppose my question then is, I can already see my advisors going, oh, we're not 100% sure that it is accurate yet. They're going to want to see, all right, so your suggestion is this is the information pertains to the client. I'm going to check it myself. Now, we use this pilot, and a huge pain point for us are meta information. So it's not so much about, this is why I asked you that number question. It's not so much about what is the figure saying within the text, but where are things on which page?
Yeah.
So that this has been a pain point for us. Is this something that you guys would do? Something you guys already doing?
So in demo, I didn't share this part but you can actually ask for this section, where is the information located on which page? That's a very fair, simple question.
We'll publish it on the screen.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think it's.
No.
But yes, to answer that question, you
That's
can
the-
pinpoint where on the policy it is.
Yeah.
If you want a human to look at it, yes. Okay.
Yeah, because referencing is something that a lot of
Exactly,
AI are not
yeah.
working well at the
Yeah.
moment.
I mean, if Microsoft Word you can do control find. This should be fairly straightforward for machine learned, artificial intelligent software to figure that out. But yeah, to answer your question, 100% yes, it can be pinpointed into where it is.
Yeah, and back to the more techy stuff is all the large language model is transformer based, so it's more like attention. So what attention does is it tells you where it started and where it ends. And for this generative language model, the only thing is it combines result and give you a more like human-alike response. But it still work on attention. So it can tells you where the answer comes from and where it started, where it ends. So trace back to the original documents and upload it is like fundamentally it's doable. So,
All right.
We still have a fair bit of time, but I'm hoping that presentation went well. We've given all the information that we wanted. David, do you have anything?
No, all I wanted to really say was this is for us kind of a feasibility study. We think we know what brokers' pain points are. We think we know what the troubles are. We think we know how to fix them, obviously, based on the research that Nell showed, but we don't know if we're right. So we've spoken with multiple brokers, we've spoken with people in the industry, and this is the sort of common consensus we've come up with. Validating that is quite important to get the solution right. So your feedback is really important, which is why we will follow up with a questionnaire. It'll be a multiple choice type of questionnaire as well as free to type. So just go crazy when you send us your feedback. Like Nell said, for anyone who contributes and supports this, we'll obviously incentivize them by getting them to try it free. Or we haven't decided, but there's so much we can do for people who assist us as well. And thank you very much for coming on board, guys. I'll pass it on to Nell.
All right, I think that concludes today's session. Again, I don't know how much we appreciate. I can't tell you how much we appreciate you guys all being online today and listening to what we have said. And Devon for being present in person. It has been a mammoth task to get people to come down during work hours. Let's be honest. But for everybody who opted to be online, thank you so much. Really appreciate your time. We are hoping that your feedback will define what we are trying to build. So you will have a big say in what we are creating, and this product will become something that you, as brokers, use on a day-to-day, event-by-event cases. And this will be like second nature for you. So please, again, any feedback you have, do send that to us. We will contact all of you who've signed up again with the questionnaires, as well as opportunity for you to give us some feedback. Thank you so much for your time. This is Adios from Digifix and Halix. Thank you, guys.